Kiwis now just one win away from the America's Cup.
I've witnessed some pretty big comebacks, and it's never over until it's over.
It was billed as one of the greatest comebacks the sporting world had ever seen. But for the team on the wrong side of victory, the humiliating defeat at the 2013 America's Cup was almost the end of the road.
8-1 up. How the hell can you lose the America's Cup at 8-1?
We've already seen how the team had to rebuild and start again if they had any hope of success at the next edition of the Cup.
It was a daunting prospect, not least because the boats to be raced at the America's Cup in Bermuda would be the fastest, most technically advanced race boats ever built, powered by wings, flying on retractable foils at speeds approaching 50 miles an hour. It was a design project that would see most of the 6 teams spend tens of millions of dollars.
Get it down, get it over here.
We knew that if we went the same way, we tried to match them bullet for bullet, they were going to beat us every single time because they just outspent us 3-1.
Battling against the big budgets, much of the innovation, the enterprise of design and development is attributed to their skipper, Glenn Ashby.
Glenn was always saying, the boat we've got to be designing now, we've got to imagine where it's going to get to, but leapfrog those campaign cycles and get to Bermuda in a boat, which will be the future. We had to really be pretty experimental and not hold back on innovation.
You know, we had this kind of philosophy that we thought there's no point in us actually following what everyone else is doing because they've been doing it longer, there's more of them and they're more resourced than we are at the moment. So we might as well be confident in our direction, choose our design direction and follow it.
On launching their final race boat at home in Auckland in March 2017, the team finally revealed the much talked about cyclors, pedal-driven power generators that supply hydraulic power to the catamaran's control systems, a move that stunned the sailing world.
In a way, it was a no-brainer for us. You get more power out of legs and arms. We needed a lot of power, and we wanted guys free to use their hands. So, yeah, it was a bit of a gamble because it was out of unknown territory, but we decided we needed to push hard, so that's the way we went.
The third man forward in the boat has actually got his arms in what I really like biathlon bars, and he's controlling both the dagger boards all the time. He's in charge just of keeping the boat ride height at the right level. Whereas in the other boats in the fleet, it's the helmsman with his buttons and paddles on the wheel who's actually having to fly the boat up and down and do the steering.
This is why their grinding is going on all the time. The cyclists creating hydraulic pressure on the Kiwi boat, on the boat on the right, on the boat on the left. Certainly,
a little bit of pressure here.
Team USA doing it a little more conventionally with coffee grinding, with the grinding of pedestals.
During a regatta, there is always ability to go faster. You may have run out of time to build things and change things, but you can change the way you sail, you can change your modes, you can learn a lot from the other team, so it's a constant development that can never stop.
The boats, to a large extent, are one design, so the hulls are one design and the shape of the wing. But actually, I mean, the fact that the hulls are all the same shape is almost irrelevant because the hulls on a good lap never touch the water. And the parts which are open to design are all the control systems, but also the shapes of the appendages. So although to sort of the casual observer they'll all look reasonably similar, there's a huge amount of development work that goes into the shapes, sort of the hydrodynamic airfall shapes of those dagger boards and the rudders, and also how those deflect under load.
But the game is up. There will be no fairy tale comeback this time around. Jimmy Spithill has lost his magic wand, and in the meantime, the Kiwis, innovative in their design, intense in their focus, resilient throughout the time here in Bermuda. The New Zealanders pedaling into the history books. The America's Cup wrestled from the USA by Burling's men in black. The trophy belongs to New Zealand. All that heartache and pain of San Francisco replaced by jubilation here in Bermuda. And 4.5 million people on the other side of the planet let out an almighty roar.